Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and those who are not quite sure. It is me, Marky P, your favourite video viralist, DJ, radio presenter extraordinaire. So what's up, party people in the place to be? It's me, Chief Rocker Marky P MC. You heard me yesterday, now you're hearing me today, so what's going on in anyway? Well, to think about tonight, it's Larry Levan. I'm going to lay down some respects for the man. And basically, the Larry Levan special tonight is something that I've been really dying to do for a very long time. Larry Levan, remixer, producer, and awesome DJ. One of probably the world's greatest DJs, amongst quite a few of the others. Of course, DJ Streets Ahead as well is up there in the echelons of my worshipness. And David RB is the other one. David! So, alright people, I'm going to rewind a bit, because what I want to do is we're going to run a campaign, right? Get David RB back on Soul City Grooves. Pay attention! You, mister! You. We need you. Well, I need you anyway. I'm going to be selfish there. David RB, back on Soul City Grooves. Right, so... Hark at me. Right, so, back to tonight's show. So tonight's show is really going to be around not just his remixes, because I thought about just doing a Larry Levan special where every single track was remixed or produced by Larry Levan, and I thought I wanted to kind of I wanted to explode it around that a little bit more. I wanted to explore around it. So what I wanted to do was something like based on his 10-year residency in the Paradise Garage. I wanted to do his influences, or influencers. So in other words, the people that he influenced to, like for instance, Brenda Taylor. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Now, as I said yesterday, there is a big buzz at the moment going on with me talking about that and thinking, oh, hang on a minute. What's he playing that? It's not a Larry Levan song. It's not. But if you go back and look at this, so there's two reference points, and the reasons why I'm playing that is because if you go back and look at the playlist that Larry Levan had in the Paradise Garage, that one was featured very highly on the list. Now, I've got a very long list of the tracks that Larry Levan played on his playlists, so I have a mixture of those playlists in his, obviously not every single track in 10-year residency, but you know what I'm saying. And basically, what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring some of that out. So we have got Gwen Guthrie, we have got MFSB, we have got Expansions, we have got... Jocelyn Brown. We have got also BT Taylor. Okay, now there's a reason for the BT Taylor bit. As I mentioned, it's played in one of the playlists. So either it's played in a playlist, it's been remixed or produced by Larry Levan, or it was essentially inspired by the Larry Levan style. Because there's also, I have as well, and this is kind of where it spins out from, so it just goes to prove what sort of inspiration Larry Levan actually laid down and the legacy he left when he died in '92 was about the ones that the DJs that he inspired afterwards. So for instance, Dimitri from Paris was a real great example of Levangelism. Okay, so tonight really, although I should have said it right back at the beginning and I would have saved some videotape. Tape, man, tape! Was going to be, it's about Levangelism. So tonight is a Levangelistic show based around the genius that is Larry Levan. And this one is dedicated to all of you DJs. And I want to say, although, you know, my shows, I do this for the people, I like to kind of add a little bit of flavour and, in other words, why. A little bit of culture behind it, maybe a little bit of information, knowledge behind it, and basically dedicate it to the DJs that I respect to follow, even now that are alive today, that I follow. So the important thing for me is basically making sure that I am evangelistically correct. So for me, I do a lot of research in these shows, and that's why it's so important for me to get these right and get the balance right as well with the tracks. So there's some oldies in there, and there's some newies in there. So there's kind of a mixture. In fact, the newies would have been probably the latest. I think one of his last releases of remixes was '93, but of course he died in the November of '92. So obviously, you know, he'd been working on that when he died. So a little bit of that tonight, a little bit of info, a little bit of knowledge into the Inside Man, and again, you know, talking about how funk has kind of evolved from the knowledge, the genius, and just the pure talent of Larry Levan. That's Marky P's 5 Minutes of Funk. Also, I want to say a big happy birthday to Rendell if he watches this. See you soon, people. Peace and light.